Welcome to yet another episode under the bi-monthly webinar series of Get More from Malappuram. Okay, and just like any other series that we do with, this is going to be our 24th episode. So we are almost completing 1 year. So next episode is going to be an anniversary celebrations. We'll do celebrations even in the next episode. Okay, and just like the reason why we are actually doing this webinar series is just to provide clarity such that people will have confidence in whatever the policies which they already purchased or which they are planning to purchase from any insurance company. So that is the reason why we have started this bi-monthly webinar series. Okay, and before we get into the topic of this episode, let us actually do the declarations. The declarations are like this. Okay, so we do not represent any insurance company in this particular episode. Neither will be promoting any product, nor will be recommending any particular insurance company under this webinar series. Okay, so and at the same time we'll be discussing issues which are related only to insurance. So no politics, no movies, nothing, right? And at the same time, the opinions which are discussed here, we are not intended to criticize a particular person or a particular product or a particular insurance company. Okay, if at all it just happens, it is only by chance, but it is never ever planned to do under this webinar series, right? And whatever that we discuss here, it's all personal opinions, and this can be taken as proof of evidence under any court of law. Okay, so with these declarations, let us now get into today's topic. And today's topic is, what are the 10 major factors, which are going to influence the fire insurance claim settlement. So what are those 10 major factors which are going to influence the fire insurance claim settlement? Okay, so this is something which is very near to my heart. The reason, because when we actually look into a situation wherein there is a fire accident which happened in a company, or it could be a home, or it could be even a shop, right? It's a shop or a manufacturing unit, or even a software company, right? We know exactly what are those conditions the owners will be facing in. See, it is the hard-earned money, and it is so many people's dream which is being tied up with that particular company, right? So if the fire incident happens, then all these dreams and the business, everything gets shattered, right? And the business comes to a standstill at that particular moment, and people are high on emotions. A lot of things which will be going on, and at this point in time, the only policy which will help you to be at peace is your fire insurance. Okay, the fire insurance policy is something which will give you that peace of mind, and that peace of mind can be at peace only if you take these 10 factors which are going to influence the claim settlement. Let us now get directly into the situation where we are. Okay, so the agenda of today's webinar series webinar is going to be like this. Okay, so first we'll be looking into the situation analysis, right? Then after that we'll be doing this is the main section, that is the clarity for confidence. Okay, so we'll be discussing at length all those 10 major factors which is going to influence the claim settlement under the fire insurance policy. Okay, so we'll be doing the discussion, that is clarity for confidence. Okay, and then after that we'll also do a think and then thank. So wherein in this section we will be discussing what are those factors that you need to take care while you are booking your policy, such that the fact the if in case if there is any claim which happens, then the claim settlement happens absolutely smooth. Okay, so what are those things which we need to take care? So that thing we'll be discussing under the section think and thank. Okay, after that, the main important section is, what are those action points? What are those action points that we are going to do after we know all these details. So by the end of this session, you will be very clear on what are the things that you have to do in a right way, and what are the things that you need to manage in a right way, what are the things that you need to check under your policy, as such that tomorrow if there is a claim, the claim process goes very, very smoothly. Okay, so with that, let us now get into the situation analysis. Okay, so the situation analysis goes like this. Okay, what happens? What happens in a situation of a claim? Okay, can somebody type it? Can somebody type it in the chat box? Okay, yes, yes. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of fire. Yeah, yes. There's a lot of fire extinguishers getting used up. That's the time when we realize. That's the time when we realize the importance of having the firefighting equipment in the location. And mind it, the firefighting equipment should be actually working condition. Okay, so need to be every year. It need to be maintained properly. Okay, so these things are something which is mandatory that we need to look at. Okay, right, you're very right. So the situation analysis, say everything is excellent. Everything is excellent in insurance. Everything is like everything is excellent in insurance until there's a claim. Do you believe it or not? Right? Yes. If it is yes, just type yes in the chat box. Oh yes. See, everyone is typing it as yes. So everything looks rosy. Everything looks excellent in insurance until there is a claim. Your relationship with your insurance person, your trust on the person who you impose that policy, or it could be a banker who has actually given you that policy, or it could be an online policy that you have purchased from an online portal. It could you would have actually sourced from any different sources of taking the policy. All right. Now, this is the time when you really test them out and see whether they have actually given you the right product, or rightly designed or rightly customized product, so that now is it actually helping you out in coming out of this particular situation, right? Okay. Now, if you look forward into little more, then it is actually 3-stage analysis what we need to do. Okay. So the first thing is the situation before the claim arised. Okay, so before the event of claim, what exactly happened, right? What will the situation, and on the event of claim, what is going to happen? Okay, and at the same time, after the event of the claim, what are the things that actually happens? Okay, so before the event of the claim, the things which we need to take care, and this is actually the most important thing. Why? Because prevention is always better than cure. Prevention is always better than cure. Okay. So in the stage 1, we will really be not aware of what are the warranties, what are the conditions which are there within the policy. Have you ever checked? Have you ever checked the warranties and conditions which are given under your policy? No, right? Most of the clients, they don't look into that. Okay? But this is where the real factors, and this is where the real the contract, the legal agreement between you and the insurance company is actually being completely designed and embedded into the policy. Okay, and at the same time, do you really know the claim processing steps? Claim processing steps are not known. See, until there is a claim, you really don't know what to be done. Right? So this is the stage 1, where it is before the claim, everything looks rosy, everything looks fantastic, right? But the people who have actually purchased the policy, they never know what are those conditions, what are those warranties which are there under your policy. And we don't know about the claims processing steps, right? But we only focus on one thing. The one thing that we focus is how best I can reduce my premiums under the renewal of my policy. Okay, and we don't even know about the documents which are actually required to be processed during the claim, right? So we don't know anything about neither the claim nor the conditions which are there within the policy, but we know only one thing: how best I can reduce the premium. And sometimes we have also seen situations wherein people try to reduce the sum assured to reduce the premium. Why? Because they only say banker has actually given an outstanding loan. Okay, so there's a loan, there's a commercial loan on which they applied for, and because of which the banker has actually imposed a particular insurance policy, and they have taken only to that extent. So, so they have not even covered entire business. Okay, so these are the things which we'll be looking at, and we want to make sure that it is only the least cost is something which we'll pay. Now, let me just ask you one question. If you are looking at a least premium paid product under any insurance policy, how can you get the maximum coverage? You are getting it, right? In an insurance policy, if you are only looking at the least cost or reduced premiums, you will be only getting the reduced claim or even no claim. I hope you are getting this. Insurance is something wherein the moment you start reducing the premiums, the conditions get imposed upon or the warranties get imposed upon, and you will not be in a position to take out your claim in the need of the hour. Mind it. And this is where we come into the picture. That's the reason why we are doing this webinar series, to provide clarity such that you will have confidence on whatever the policies that you have already purchased or planning to purchase. Okay, with that, let's now get back to our situation analysis. Okay, so the situation analysis before the event, it's all rosy, but we don't know how to claim, what documents required, or the warranties or the conditions, right? Now let's look into the second stage on the event of the claim. Event of the claim, what are things that we don't know? Okay, the immediate action points which you should do and which you should not do. The immediate action steps which you should do and which you should not do, because the focus is completely on how to control the fire, right? So the entire focus in the pre-claim condition is how to reduce the premium, and on the event is only on how to control the fire and get back to the work as early as possible. But we tend to forget, or we really don't know what are the things that you should do it immediately and what are the things that you should never ever do it. Okay, don't get worried, you will know all these details during this webinar series. Okay, just wait till the end, right? Okay, so this is the second stage when the event really happens. And now the third stage. This is the third stage. The third stage is after the claim happened. Okay, so what is that the client is not aware, or what is that we are not aware of the policy? Okay, the first and foremost thing, what not to do, okay, and what you have to do. What is that you have to do? Okay, because here the focus is completely on how fastly we can get back to work. So because of these immediate actions what we take, there will be some main points that will be missing out, and this creates a lot of issues in actually the claim settlement, in actually helping out the surveyor in arriving at the right loss which really happened. Okay, we do small mistakes, and those mistakes will cost a lot. Okay, don't get worried, we will get to know about all these details within this webinar series. Okay, right now, so this is where the real section starts. Okay, this is the section wherein is a clarity for confidence, right? So the discussion really begins here. Okay, let's get into the discussion, right? So the first major factor which influence the fire insurance claim settlement is the warranties which are there under your policy. Okay, what are warranties? Can somebody say it? Okay, compulsory kind of things. Fine. See, compulsory kind of things which are inbuilt into the policy. So warranty is a promise that insured must comply with. Warranties are the promise which the insured person, that means the client, we have to comply with, compulsory. So without doing that, the claim is not payable. Okay, what are those warranties? The warranties like it is like what is that you should be doing and what is that you should not be doing. Even those warranties will also be there under the fire insurance policy. Okay, let us go a little more deep into it. Okay, so condition is always an obligation to be fulfilled. We'll take up conditions separately, because if there is if the person if we don't comply with the warranty, the policy will still be going on. But if the condition is being not complied with, then the policy is void ab initio. So this is the major difference between a warranty and a condition. Okay, so let us see how does that work. And condition, we'll see it in different the second point. Okay, the first point we'll focus on the warranties. Okay, the warranties are like we just let's now look into the major warranties which are there. Like we have hazardous goods warranty. Hazardous goods warranty means you will not be storing any hazardous goods under the stock. Okay, so we will not be storing any hazardous goods under the stock, or we will not be dealing with any hazardous goods. Okay, so those conditions will be there. And fire extinguishing appliances warranty, that means we will be maintaining a proper required number of fire extinguishers, number one, or fire fighting equipment. It could be a sprinkler system, right? So all fire fighting equipment, fire detection systems in place. Okay, fire detection, fire fighting equipments comes under this particular warranty. It is mentioned there that we need to compulsorily comply with, that we are promising that yes, we will do all these things. Okay, right? And then incidental open storage warranty. If at all there is you are actually moving out your stock from one go down to the next go down, or within the premises you are moving it around. Okay, and then the fire catches, right? So the stock which is moved out and put it in the open place, so there is a warranty wherein they can mention that out of the total stock value, not more than 2% should be out in the open storage. And it's only an incidental open storage. It is not you are actually storing in the outside, in the open air. Okay, so there is like this warranty. And then class of construction of building warranty. Okay, suppose you have actually constructed your factory within say Kirby shed, and there is civil work only to a certain height, and after that it is all the shed which has been constructed. Okay? If it is like that, it should be mentioned the same way within the policy. If say suppose you have constructed a Kirby structure, but in the policy they have given it as a civil structure, or completely it is with the RCC roof and everything, then the complete risk is being changed. The rating will be changed. Okay, so please check through your class of construction warranty. Is it really matching with your product or not? If it is matching, then it is good. If it is not matching, probably we need to go for an endorsement within the policy such that the risk is being identified properly within the policy. Okay? Because these things, if it actually changes, right, then the claim is not payable. Then the claim becomes not payable, right? Okay, then we have the building in course of construction warranty. That means probably you are actually constructing a new or extending the existing plant, right? And or a new plant within the same location of your unit, right? So when you have actually renewed the policy or when you have taken the policy, it could be the first time you have taken the policy. Now when it is completely the construction is done and now it is coming to the operations, then that particular building need to be added into your policy. That coverage need to be added into your existing policy, and it is possible to do that as an endorsement. Once we do that particular endorsement, then the complete unit comes into a proper coverage. What happens if you are not doing it? If you are not doing it, then the only way is, if there is any claim, then the complete insurance will become under insurance, and the under insurance will be applied, and to that particular percentage the rate will be deducted, the amount of claim will be deducted, the percentage of under insurance. Okay, so let us not give any chance for an surveyor or for an insurance company to deduct that money. See, it might be a few amount of money, that premium that will be paying to get it covered, but if there's a claim, then the percentage of deduction will be more. So paying premium is always proven as less cost when compared to paying no premium for a major loss in the claim settlement. I hope this is pretty clear to everyone here. Okay, right? So these are the kind of warranties which will be there under your policy. Also, something like silent risk. Okay, see, this is something which will also deal in depth on a few of these warranties in this webinar, right? And this has become its own importance, especially in the recent times of lockdown. Okay, and because of this particular lockdown, what happened, like, many of the manufacturing units, the offices, they have to be put on silent mode, right? They are not operational. When it is not operational, it should be intimated to the insurance company. If that is not intimated, then the contract is void ab initio, because there is no one to look into the organization at that point in time. And if, say, the fire accident happens because of some short circuit which we never knew, okay, then the claim becomes not payable. Okay, and then we also have the warranties like the storage risk, which is outside the compound wall, or the industrial manufacturing risk warranty. Okay, so you should not store a particular percentage, not more than that. That will be written there in the tiny sector industries warranties. And then we have the bookkeeping warranty. We are actually saying that we will keep the entire accountings proper. So our accounting system should be proper. Why? Because there's a claim, we should be able to produce all those facts and figures on what is the cost incurred, or what is the expenses which is incurred to actually get it repaired or replaced. Okay, the accounting should be very clear, right? And then the plastic goods manufacturing warranty that no plastic goods are manufactured under this particular location. So these are the things. But if it is a plastic goods industry unit is taking the fire policy, and this warranty is mentioned out there, tell me what will happen. It's as good as the policy is not there. The policy is void ab initio. There is no policy at all. So we need to just go through these warranties very, very clearly. Otherwise, see, it looks really rosy until something happens, until the claim occurs. Okay, so the conditions, the warranties need to be taken care properly. See, the rubber goods manufacturing warranty, that no rubber goods are getting manufactured here. Okay, these are the different kinds of warranties which can be put in by the insurance company into your policy. You need to check on that. And if you don't check your warranties, it is as good as you have not taken your insurance policy. You might be doing a particular business, and if that business itself has been removed or has been taken off because of a warranty which is put up into your fire policy, then it's as good as your fire policy is not there. Okay, I hope this is very clear to everyone. Okay, with that we will also look into little more deep into few of the major the warranties. Okay, um, the hazardous goods warranty. Okay, this we discuss little. We'll go a little more deeper into that. It is warranted that none of the following goods are stored or otherwise handled in the insurance premises in excess of 5% of the total sum assured of stocks. Okay, even if it is there, like we have seen in few pharma companies, there's something called alcohol which is used, wherein there is a flash point of less than 32 degrees. Okay, so less than 32 degrees flash point, I think it's an isopropyl and ethanol. These are the chemicals which are used by the pharma industry, and especially when we have seen they use this not into the process of manufacturing, but they use it in cleaning of utensils, because they have to be having that disinfectant kind of smearing of all the vessels before they get into the batch process. Okay, so we have seen this. Yep, they can still store it. And but there should be a limit on that. Number one, at the same time, there should be proper firefighting equipments which should be allocated within that location, and there should be proper training of the people on how to handle those kind of the chemicals, like the alcohols which need to be used there. Okay, and at the same time, it can't be along with your manufacturing setup. So there should be a separate storage location for them, separate safety, enhanced safety measures which need to be there. If those things are not there, most of the insurance companies, they will not be ready to take up the particular risk and accept the policies. Okay, and so this is one such warranty. And there is they say, like, the things like celluloid goods, then the coir glues, and the crackers or fireworkers, explosives of any kind. So hay, straw, hemp. So these are the things which can catch the fire very easily. These are things which actually catches fire very easily. Okay, so these things, where it is warranted that these things are not there under the storage location. Okay, right? And at the same time, there are no chemicals with less than 32 degrees flash point which is going to be there under the storage. So they keep all these conditions under the warranty. If it has been mentioned under the warranty, then we need to take care of it. Okay, either we need to pay a little extra premium in actually reducing in actually removing that particular warranty under the policy. Okay, and then at the same time, the fire extinguisher warranty. This is something which is very, 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 very important, and which we have seen in most of the fire claims which get rejected or which get denied. Is actually mostly of this particular warranty. Okay, what does that say? The fire extinction appliances should be maintained in efficient working conditions. We have seen in few of the locations, in few of the places where we have seen, like, the person is actually having the fire extinguishing units, okay, there, but at the same time they are not maintained properly. If you go and look into the meters over there, there is actually a pressure gauge meter which is fixed onto the fire extinguisher, which actually gives the pressure which is inbuilt into the cylinder, and over a period of time the pressure actually decreases. So it has to be refilled, and the pressure need to be maintained under those cylinders. If it is not maintained, the liquid will not come out. The extinguisher will not come out, and it will not serve the purpose in the need of the hour. Okay, so it should be maintained in an efficient working condition. Okay, and at the same time, conform to the norms. Say, suppose your manufacturing setup, it doesn't require any foam, or none of these foam based fire extinguishers should be used. There's some different types. I'm not the best person to deal with the fire extinguishers, but there is some oil based, then some, I think, water based, based, and then there's a foam based. So based on the kind of manufacturing unit we are, or kind of the office that we have, we need to actually select the right option. So, and that option should conform with the norms of your manufacturing setup. If it is there, it is good. If it is actually contradictory and probably used in a different way, because we actually seen a case wherein the fire happened, and then the type of extinguisher what they have is a different kind. Okay, and because of the fire the loss was less, but because of the fire extinguisher usage the loss got aggravated. Okay, so what happened? What will an insurance company will do? Insurance company will only pay you to the extent of the loss which happened because of the fire, but the kind of fire extinguisher what you have used, that which you should never use in that particular situation, in that particular location, because of the kind of equipment what you have, the kind of other chemicals that you are using under your manufacturing process, knowingly if you have done it, then it is contract void ab initio. So it's like no, insurance company will not pay that particular claim. Okay, so it should be confirmed, and there should be an annual maintenance contract in force. This is something which is mandatory. So the fire extinguishing compliances, this is something which is completely mandatory. Okay, and the fire detection and the firefighting equipment, all these things comes under this particular warranty. So if it is there under your policy, you need to comply with in order to get the claim. If you can't get the claim, then please don't blame the person who has given the policy, or the company which has actually given you the policy, or from the source where you have purchased the policy, because you haven't read those warranties. Or you need to have the professional person who can actually look through your policies, review your policies, and can give you the right advice. You need any help, we are always there. You can actually dial up on this number. It is 7569 645 645. Me and my team, we are always there to help you out, to review your existing policy and give you the right direction with the endorsements, and also with your purchasing of any new policy. Okay, and you want to have even a QR code, you can just see it out here, right? So there is a QR code which is mentioned out. Take a snapshot of that. You will be led into an form wherein you can just fill up your details. We'll get back to you, and then we can help you out in actually reviewing your existing fire insurance policy, and we can guide you properly with proper endorsements such that it is befitting into your exact situation. Okay, right? And so let's get back to this warranties. There's also something like incidental open storage warranty. Okay, so the total amount of storage, something like this will be mentioned under your policy, wherein it should not be more than 2% out in the open air. Okay, so if it exceeds 2%, because of this condition, if there is any claim about to happen to that particular the goods, okay, suddenly there is an wind which has come in, the storm which has come in, and there's a damage which happened to your goods, the goods which is out there in the open air, right? And it exceeds more than 2%, the claim is not payable, right? So these are small tiny things which unless and until we know it properly, we don't know how to handle it. Okay, then there is this silent risk, and this is something which is really came into most popular thing because of this lockdown. Okay, so silent risk is 7 days in advance. If say suppose an fire accident happens, the complete unit is shut down, and it is not working, because probably it could be a lockdown, it could be like lockdown because of the pandemic condition, or lockdown because of some kind of say the employees are on strike or something. Okay, so in those conditions, if it goes beyond 7 days, you have to inform it to the insurance company. If you are not informing it to the insurance company, and then there is a fire accident which happens, then it is not payable. That claim is not payable, because the risk which is there now, the mode of risk is changed. From an operational risk, it has become a silent risk. So if at all your office need to shut down or your manufacturing unit to be on hold for more than 7 days, you have to inform it to the insurance company. We have also seen a situation wherein the person wants to change from one manufacturing setup to a different manufacturing setup, because of which he has completely stopped the operations. Even in these conditions, we have to put up the information with the insurance company such that whatever the assets which are there of our company on the manufacturing unit, on the location, it will have the coverage in place. Okay, right? So this has actually been so popular. We helped out so many clients in actually giving that information to the insurance companies from them, such that there will be the continuation of coverage will be there. Okay, so it could be like the lockdown, strike, close, change in occupation. Okay, so these are few things, few major things which are there under the warranties. Okay, and then now we get into the next one. That's about the conditions, right? The conditions is an obligation to be fulfilled compulsory by the insured, as the policy itself will stand cancelled. As the policy itself will be cancelled. This is called condition. Okay, conditions are like no, you have to give the complete information before you take the policy. Condition that you should give the details of all the assets with the asset numbers in place. Condition that there are different conditions which comes up, right? And the right of entry condition. Okay, so in this condition, the what we are saying to the insured insurance company is that we are giving you the right to enter our premises in case of any incident, or in case you want to check anything. We will not stop you. We will not stop you. Okay, that's the right of entry condition. Okay, then the reinstatement condition. Okay, the just one second, just give me a moment. So there is another condition which can be there under your fire insurance policy. It's actually called a reinstatement condition. Okay, that means the values that we are actually giving it out to the insurance company, it is on a reinstatement basis. Sorry, what do you call it as a reinstatement basis? Reinstatement means, say suppose a loss happened, to get back to the same condition before the loss occurred. Whatever is the condition is there, that is to reinstate to that particular position. Whatever the expenses that is incurred, that will be given by the insurance company. So how do we need to take the value? Say suppose we have purchased a particular machinery, say 10 years back, and say that machinery when you purchased was around say 5 lakh rupees. Now, after 10 years, when you're purchasing the same machinery, it might be 8 lakh rupees. Okay, so when you're purchasing a 8 lakh rupee machinery, but you have mentioned only 5 lakhs in your insurance policy, because that's what you paid 10 years back, right? Then it is not on restatement value. You have to restate the value which is as on date, what is the cost of the same asset. Why? The reason is, today if say there is any loss which happened, we are going to purchase a new machinery, right? We are not going to purchase the same second-hand machinery or which is 10-year-old. Correct? We are going to purchase the new machinery. We are going to purchase the new machinery, and all that money what you spend on reinstating your position to the current working condition, okay, you need to give the reinstatement value, not your previous old purchase price or your depreciated price. This is not allowed. Okay, so check with your policy. Is it on a market value basis, or is it on a what do you call or is it on an reinstatement basis? In what way is this actually being covered? Okay, this is one. And the second thing is like a prorate average condition. So what do you say? Say suppose you have actually included another asset into the policy, into your company, a new machinery which you got brought in into the company, but you have not mentioned it under your policy. So your overall current value is increased, but your coverage under your policy has been decreased. So that particular percentage of prorate is the amount of claim which is going to be reduced. Okay. At the same time, the same condition is applied in paying the prorate premium for adding that asset into the policy. So they will not collect the entire 1 year premium. They will only collect to that extent. What is the remaining number of months which are there? Only to that extent they will be collecting it. So this is called as prorate average condition of the policy. Okay, right? And at the same time, now we have something like contribution condition. So suppose contribution works out wherein you have 2-3 insurance policies which is covering the same risk. Okay, you have taken it from different insurance companies, and the claim arises. They will give, all insurance companies together will give you the claim which is payable, but the amount of risk which will be shared among each insurance company is based on the percentage of sum assured which they are covering. Okay, if there's 1 crore of coverage, so one company has given 25 lakhs coverage, the other company has given 50 lakhs coverage, the third company has given 25 lakh coverage for the same risk. Then what happens? Then all these 3 companies together, if there's a loss of 10 lakh rupees, the first company will give the 2,50,000, the second company will give 5 lakhs, the third company will give another 2,50,000. So this is the condition of contribution. These things will be mentioned under your policy. Also, few things like subrogation. Subrogation is like because there is a loss which happened, and this loss is because of a particular person or a third party, and so the rights and the ownership of the lost asset is transferred to the insurance company, and they will fight against that third party in recovering that particular loss, because the ownership, the right, and the title, all 3 are transferred to the insurance company. That condition is mentioned under, comes under your subrogation condition. Okay, and then material alteration condition. Any changes in your risk appetite. So suppose you used to deal with a pharma company, you are a pharma company, you used to deal with all the chemicals which are more than 65 degrees centigrade as a flashpoint. Now, because you were venturing into a new product, because of which now you are actually taking the chemicals which are used are less than 32 degrees flashpoint. Okay, you have to inform it with the insurance company. Unless you inform it, they will not know the risk which got changed. And if there is a claim because of this change in risk, and the insurance company comes and they check that it is not matching with the policy which you have taken, then the claim is not payable. Moreover, because this is a condition, the contract becomes void ab initio. That means the insurance policy itself is null and void. Okay, I hope this is actually giving you a lot of clarity, right? If yes, can you just type yes in your chat box? Oh, thank you. You're so nice, people. The way how you respond actually gives us a lot of courage in actually doing this bi-monthly webinar series. Get more from Malappuram. Okay, so these are few conditions which will be there, and let's now look into the third one. The third one is called as proximate cost. Now, this is something which I can say the pinpoint or the main point for the entire claims process. Okay, if this one single thing is being done and accepted by an insurance company, then everything else in the claim processing will be absolutely smooth. Okay, what is this proximate cause? Okay, this is the actual cause. This is actual cause because of which the damage happened to the insured person. Okay? This is the exact reason. And if that exact reason is covered under the insured perils, then it is payable. And if it is not covered, then the claim is not payable. Okay, let me just give you little more details about it. Okay, um, we have actually seen a situation. We have seen a situation wherein there was a fire accident which happened, and this fire accident happened because in that particular manufacturing setup there is some heaters which they use, and there's a chemical processing which actually happens. So but the heater need to be switched off, and there is a technical process because that's the main component, because the entire process of operation goes with that particular heater, and they have to heat the fluids, and which they generally do it in a normal way. And after heating the thing, the heater will be removed, and the entire process will keep going on. That's how the batch process happens in that particular unit. Okay, and what happened? The person, and he's the most senior most person who does it on a regular basis. He's a senior most employee over there. So what he did, he did that heating process, and after that he has actually kept that heating coil outside, and he forgot to switch off. He forgot to switch off the heating coil. What happened? Yes, the complete heating coil got burned and it got fire. The fire got into the switchboard, and then from there all the electrical short circuiting started happening, and it just went off. And this guy was working in a second shift, wherein I think it was around 10:30, 11. He just finished off his work, and then he went off home. And suddenly at around 2:30, 3 o'clock, the watchman has seen there is a smoke which is coming from the factory. So he just informed the owner and the GM, everyone, like, no, the smoke is coming up. He went inside and see there's a huge fire. Now you tell me, what is the proximate cause for this? Is it the electrical short circuit, or is it probably the negligence of the person? It is the negligence of the employee, right? So if it is the negligence of the employee, right, and that is the proximate cause, can that be covered? Can that be covered under a fire policy? No, right? No, right? But if there's an internal short circuit which happened, and we really don't know where and how the proximate cause happened, then probably it's a wire short circuit, then it is payable. But here in this case, which we just told you, okay, because of the negligence it happened, the claim was denied. The claim was denied. And how did we know whether it really happened because of that? There was CC cameras which were there. In fact, because of the heat which got generated, the smoke actually covered the entire the camera, the CC camera, and the heat actually melted the wires. But the hard disk on which it got recorded was safe. So the first thing what happened, when the survey came in, he just collected all the those CC camera footages, everything he just collected. When we went through the CCTV footage, it was so clear. The person was talking on a phone, and then he just kept it there. He was just talking. He just roamed here and there. The time happened, and then he just left. So it's a pure negligence, and such kind of negligences cannot be paid. Such kind of claims cannot be paid under the fire insurance policy. And if at all you need to have such kind of coverages, then there is some another policy which we'll discuss later on. Okay, right? So in these situations, it's not payable. Let's also look into another one. The fourth one is value of submission. If you remember, we just told about how we are going to come up to the real value. That is, whether it is on a reinstatement basis, right? The methodologies which are used are either the reinstatement basis or the market value basis. If it is going to be on a reinstatement basis, they will get the real good value back from the insurance company if there is were to be any claim. But for that, you need to be paying little more premium because your sum assured is more, your coverage is more. Okay. Now, the market value basis means the depreciation is being taken into place, and your only book values are taken into place. If such kind of situation happens, then the you will also get the claim, but it is actually reduced. You might say, see, I've seen most of the situations wherein the policy owner, they say it like, no, we have been paying this particular fire insurance policy to the insurance company since almost like 15 years, since almost like 10 years. We never ever claimed even once. But when we actually claimed it now, when the real incident happened, and see how the insurance company is deducting all the money, they are not giving me the entire loss which we incurred. We see these statements, right? We have seen n number of such situations. It's like, no, you paid your premium, it's correct, but you have not taken the right policy. It's like no, you whether you have taken the clothes, or you have wear the clothes properly and covered yourself is good, but if you have actually not covered yourself properly, then the vital parts is actually shown to the world, right? So how can you think that you have actually covered your entire company under the policy, right? So we need to take the right coverage. We need to have the right kind of coverage in place. Though you might be paying n number of years the same policy, but if you have not taken the right coverage, then you will not get the rightful claim. You will get only that extent of coverage which you have taken. Okay, so the value of sum assured is something which is more important. You go with the depreciated value, then the underinsurance concept will come into the picture, and the entire claim will be reduced to that particular extent. Okay, and the stock, but coming to the stock, the stock is always been valued on market value basis. Probably you purchase some stock. This especially happens. We have seen one claim which happened wherein a mobile dealer, a mobile dealer. So he purchased a lot of mobiles of a particular company, and then he stocked it. Okay. Now the price of the mobiles, they just went up. It just went down drastically, and that model is now no more. This guy has invested a lot of money in that particular stock. So what he did, he purchased, I think each mobile was costing somewhere around 14,000, 15,000 rupees when he purchased the stock, which he was supposed to sell at 17,000, 16,000 range. And now that model is no more, and the people are not purchasing it. What he did, he has just set up the entire stock on fire, right? And then he claimed the insurance company. Will the insurance company give the claim? No, because it was a well-planned event, number one. Second thing is, even if it is not a planned event, will that be paid? Because the current price has actually dropped down to 8,000 rupees. He paid almost 40,000-50,000. Now it has dropped down to 8,000 rupees. The insurance company will only be paying that amount because that's the stock. The stock is always valued only at market value basis, not on your reinstatement basis or not on your purchase value basis. Okay, I hope this is pretty clear to everyone. Okay, if it is clear, please type in clear in the chat box. Thank you. Thank you. So nice of you. You are just interacting with us, and it gives a lot of boosting in actually doing this kind of webinar series. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Okay, so coming to the fifth point. So there is something called as excess or deductible. What is excess? Excess is something until which the claim is not payable, even as a single claim or in aggregate. Say aggregate in the sense like if there are 2-3 claims which happen in a one single policy, and all the policies together, if you have to cross that particular aggregate limit of your deductible, even then it is not payable. Okay? Every claim should be over and above the excess. Only then the claim is payable. But if it is because as an aggregate basis, no, it is not payable. So each and every claim, if the claim is over and above that particular excess, or it is to that extent, the amount of payable claim will be deducted. Okay, so that's how this excess clause will work under your policy. Okay, now the sixth one is intimation of the claim. This is something which is the most important thing, because the moment there is a claim which happened, the intimation should happen immediately, not beyond 24 hours. Within 24 hours it has to be done, right? And you have to also give what is the estimated loss, because if the loss is, say, suppose few lakhs, like say less than 10 lakh rupees, the insurance company will send a different set of surveyors. If it is more than 10 lakh rupees, they will send a different set of surveys. If it is more than a crore, then they will send an A class or a top class surveyors, wherein they have a lot of experience in dealing such kind of claims. So they will also have a different set of surveys. So based on the loss amount only, they will allocate that particular. They will go for those kind of surveyors in actually handling the claim. Okay, so and at the same time, you have to protect all the evidences of that particular claim event. So never ever dismantle or remove or change anything over there. Okay, so record the event to the extent possible. If say suppose it takes a lot of time for the survey to come in and the incident is still happening, the fire is still continuing, take a lot of pictures. Now every mobile has got almost a camera, right? Take as many pictures as possible. Take as many pictures or videos, whatever is required. Capture it, because that proves the evidence. Okay? So intimation is not just you intimated and then you just left it to the insurance company. No. What are the measures that you have actually taken to control the losses? Okay, when those things need to be actually pictured, those things have to be even captured within the premises. Okay, right? And then this is something which we have seen, wherein you need to have the approvals from the surveyor, because surveyor is a third party person. He's been appointed by the insurance company as a neutral person to look through the case, to look through the event and give his judgment, his assessment on whether the claim is payable or not. Number one, if it is payable, to what extent? If it is not payable, why it is not payable? To assess the reasons. So we need to involve the surveyor in every single aspect, because once the claim is happened, okay, the entire ownership of that particular incident actually goes with the insurance company, because they need to give you the recovery of that particular incident, right? They need to give back that money to us, so they own that particular incident, and then they need to be knowing each and everything whatever that you're doing. Like, for example, it could be removing of the facts, or cleaning of the situation, or modifying the evidences. Okay, anything which is happening there, it should be known to the surveyor. If it is not known, then the surveyor can say, I have not seen this, I don't know whether you have done that or not, and I'm going to reject the claim. We have seen such situations. Okay, so surveyor approvals for every single thing is required, whether it is even for a repair or you are replacing. So you are doing a repair. So what is the loss which happened? If it is a machinery kind of thing, so there should be a technical report. Okay, so there are some reports which are given, there are assessments which are given, there are some testings which are done on that particular part of the machinery. Okay, so all those things the surveyor need to be involved. You need to get the approvals either to dismantle it, or to repair it, or even to replace it. This is something which is like mandatory. Okay, and if you are actually need to take out the material or the machinery from the location for the repair, to a vendor's location. Probably the vendor can't come, or he can't do the repair at your location because he doesn't have all the equipments which he can carry with him. Then we have to carry the machinery to his workshop. Even to move that, you need to have the approvals from the surveyor. Involve the surveyor in every single thing. Say suppose the machinery need to be now dismantled, or it need to be the parts need to be removed to check through the internal damages which happened. The surveyor need to be there because he need to witness it. He need to take those photographs. And after the repair also the surveyor has to visit the location, or even your vendor place wherein you are actually getting it repaired. He need to get back and see the evidence, record the evidence, such that he can actually process your claim very easily. If there is a replacement of the part which happened, that replaced part, the damaged part should be there, right? The damaged part should be given back to the surveyor so that he can take the photographs. And all these things also form the part of your salvage, the scrap value. So salvage is something which is the owner, which is the right of the insurance company, because now they're paying you the money, they own all that salvage, and they can recover from the market by putting it in a scrap window and reducing their risk. Okay, right? Removal of scrap or damaged or replaced parts, everything need to be given it to the as an evidence to the surveyor at his disposal. And for doing anything, for the repair or a reinstatement or your replacement, everything, you need to have the surveyor's approval. The biggest problem what we have seen is ego clashes, number one. Second thing, the people who are involved, probably the owner of the company knows about these facts, or the GM knows about these facts, but they have given the responsibility to a junior level person to take care of the surveyor and then take him along with this entire process. The junior level person might not be knowing what are the steps which are involved in the entire claim process, and he does a mistake. If he does a mistake, then the surveyor just can't do anything. Whatever he has witnessed, only to that extent only they can give back our claim amount. Otherwise, the claim becomes not payable or reduced to that extent. Okay, these are the things which we need to take care, right? And then the scrap value, yeah, they normally what they do is they will ask the surveyor asks the client, like, he will ask us, like, get some quotations of the scrap value. They will also check whether those scrap value is correct or not. We have seen in most of the fire accidents, the wire gets damaged, or there's a coils which are there. It's more of a copper. So they know the value of the copper. They can sell it and they can get back that particular money. Okay, the scrap value. So if we give a very less quotation there, the surveyor will come back with his own quotation and say, no, you have given a scrap value only 5 lakhs, but we can get actually around 8.5 lakhs. So if we agree to that, yes. Otherwise, they will lift the scrap and they will give back your money. Okay, right? And the replaced damage need to be shown to the surveyor. Otherwise, if it is not shown, then the claim becomes not payable. That portion of the claim becomes not payable, right? And taxes. Somebody was actually arguing on this. Say, I paid GST on the purchases which I've done. The company can also set off the GST with other sales, right? So there is no exact loss incurred. There is no exact cost incurred, right? So the GST which is paid on purchasing or on the repairs is not payable, right? Okay, and we need to also give the payment proof. You can't say that no, I paid it in cash to him, and produce some bill from the vendor, right? It's not just the receipt what the vendor has given. You should also show the proof of your payment from your bank account, because there is always a doubt. from the surveyor point, okay, whether you really paid it or not. So there should be a valid proof from your bank account that you paid and he has given you the receipt. Okay, right? And the discounted rate. Say suppose the price of repair and replacement is actually, say suppose it has come to around 17 lakh rupees. You bargained with your vendor and you got it reduced to 15 lakh rupees. Now, because you got the discount, the same discount will be deducted from the claim because there is no exact loss which you got incurred. Say insurance, see the concept of insurance is only to recoup you from the economical loss. If somebody is planned to make money or get profit out of an insurance claim, it is not possible. It is only to the loss which we incurred, the insurance company will give us that particular money. It will give back our exact situation before the claim, but it will not allow us to make profits. So this is the mindset change which we have to think of. I've seen most of the situations, people think, okay, insurance claim, the real claim happened around 10 lakhs, so they exaggerate, they give it at 17 lakhs, 18 lakhs, because they feel insurance company will, any which way they will reduce the money. All these things are not going to happen. It is the surveyor can identify where you have exaggerated, right? And if you misrepresent any fact, because of that reason the claim can be denied. Though the event happened, the proximate cause, everything is still says that the claim is payable, but if you have misrepresented the facts while presenting the data or details during the claim settlement, the claim is not payable at all because of the misrepresentation. Don't do that. Okay, right? So the payment proof need to be given, the detailed bill with the breakup. For what? You can't, we have also seen people giving us a lump sum receipt from the vendor. That is not at all acceptable. We need to have a detailed bill for what part or for what thing. What is it, a repair or a replacement? If it is a replacement, why is it a replacement? We need to know the reason. The reason is not known, then how will the surveyor know like whether it is to be given or not? Because we have also seen a situation wherein people wants to take advantage of the event of claim which happened. So instead of actually doing a repair of the machinery which got under damage because of the fire policy, which is actually doable, the repair is doable, but still the mindset, we think like, okay, any which way I'm going to get the money from the insurance company, why don't I just replace it with the new machinery itself? Okay, don't do that. If you're doing it, or then the claim is not payable. Then the claim is not payable because that can be easily found out by an surveyor. Number one. But if say suppose the old version of the same machinery is not available, which really got damaged, but the new version of the same machinery has come in. Okay, because it is a new version which has come in, the version enhancement will be reduced by the surveyor in his report. That is possible. In that case, you can go for the new version, but you have to inform it with the insurance company. So the insurance company should know that it is actually a latest version. Right? Okay. So if it is the latest version, then like it's a kind of a software which got upgraded or something like that, then it is payable. Okay. But the data loss or any recovery cost which is involved in recovering the data from the system. Okay. We have seen in a very major accident wherein it's an electronic components which are involved with complete dashboards and there's so many pneumatic valves which are involved. So there's a huge loss. There's a huge fire loss which happened. Okay, in that the software, they could not actually take it out from the panel because since there is a code which will be there within that the electromechanical part. Okay, they could not able to recover it back. So because of which they need to repurchase the license of software. And now they paid, I think, almost around 5 lakh rupees is what they paid. The insurance company did not allow it because the recovery cost or the data loss or the software loss, these things which are not covered. But it's the latest version, because the old version is not there of the machinery, the physical machinery, right? Then the version change can be reduced from the payable claim, right? Okay, so probably they put it up to say 10 to 25% is what they put it for the deductions, right? Okay, so these are the 10 factors which the major factors which influence the fire insurance claim settlement. You need any help, in these things, we are always there. You can actually call up this number, which is 7569 or you also have this QR code wherein scan this up and it will lead you to a form where you can leave your details. Me and my team will come back to you and will help you out in reviewing your existing policy such that you will have all the endorsements done and you have the right coverage in place. Okay, and with that, let's get into the next section. This is think and thank. Okay, the things which you have to do are risk occupancy. This is one of the major factors. If your risk occupancy is not matching with your exact business, okay, let me repeat the statement. If your risk occupancy mentioned under your insurance policy, fire policy, is not matching with your exact business risk occupancy, then the policy is like null and void. Yes, it is as important as possible. Okay, now let's look at how. Right, this forms the basis of contract for insurance. Okay, the correct occupancy is something which is mandatory. If your occupancy is not correct, then it is null and void. The correct rating depends on your correct occupancy which has been taken in. Because you see, generally what happens, what we have seen, people actually, they go for different channel partners, different channels to get their quotations for fire insurance policy. Somebody gives it at 10 lakhs, somebody gives it at 5 lakhs, somebody gives it at 11 lakhs, somebody gives it at same 10 lakhs, right? You only think like somebody is given a lesser premium, that's the right thing and we'll go for that. No, never do that. The right premium comes out of the right occupancy. Check through your occupancy. If the occupancy taken is in line with your business, that's the right premium. So there is nothing like a less premium or more premium. In insurance, it is only a right premium. Are you paying the right premium for right occupancy which is matching with your business? If yes, that is the right premium. If no, whatever premium that you pay, it is any which way, it is a loss for you because there is no coverage for that. Okay, the contract is null and void. Okay, right? So risk occupancy is something which is really important because based on the occupancy, the rating will be chosen. Based on the rating, the premium will be calculated. Okay, and for hassle-free claim processing, you need to always have the right occupancy in place. Okay, this is point number one, which you have to take care. Right, point number two, risk inspection. Get your complete premises inspected by a risk inspector. Okay, what does he do? He will actually assess where are the pitfalls, number one, okay, which we need to actually control or avoid or which can be managed. Okay? The best thing is to avoid. How can we avoid the risk? What are the areas of concern? Where do we need to focus? Okay, and then managed or controlled. How can we manage or control? Okay, and how can we track all these particular risky points within our manufacturing setup or within our office? Okay, for that you need to do a regular risk inspection. At least we recommend at least once in a year, before you renew the policy, let's have the risk inspection done. And these days, insurance companies do the risk inspection at free of cost. It's always good for you. Okay, right? Then the correct valuation. Get the valuation done by the proper valuer. Okay, what he does, he actually gives you the exact replacement values. And somebody has actually taken a policy by including the land cost. Land cannot be insured because there is no damage to the land. Land is going to stay there. There's no damage which is going to happen to the land. Okay, so under insurance can be avoided with a proper correct valuation, right? And it is always easy to submit the details in the event of the claim if you have the valuation report, the latest valuation report in place, right? And the next one is you need to be complying with the warranties, the conditions within the policy. Okay, you need to be complying with the warranties, the conditions, the clauses within the policy. If you are complying with the three, then it is easy for you to go through the claims processing steps, comply with those claims processing steps with the existing warranties, clauses and conditions, right? Your claim is absolutely smooth sailing, right? You need any assistance on this, we are always there. So here is our QR code and here is our helpline number, that is 7569 645 645. So we are always there to support your business. We are with you, right? And with that, we'll now get into the next thing is the action points. Before we get into the action points, always protect your company. And this can be done with the following action points, which you can actually follow up to be in place. The first is check your existing policy benefits. Check whether you have the right occupancy, right rating, whether you are complying with all the warranties or the conditions which have been mentioned within your policy. Okay, you have to review this. Right? And if you are not doing it, then it's as good as you doesn't have the coverage in place. Correct? Right? Okay, and then review with your advisor. Let ask your advisor to come once and then review your entire policies in place, whether it is really covering the risk, or if the change of risk happened, then get those change of risk happened into the policy as an endorsement. Okay, right? And discuss with your insurance and the safety managers, which are there, the GM level, the purchase level, especially there will be a safety managers which are there, who are there. Whether your safety things are in place, the detection system, the fire detection alarm, and then your fire safety mechanism, your hydrant mechanism, your sprinkling system, all these things, whether it has been there in place, number one, are in right condition, number two, and a proper annual maintenance is done for that or not. These things are very, very important. Okay, and get the required endorsement done into the policy. But you need any help in doing so, we are always with you. We are always here to support your business. You can scan this QR code. You can dial this number 7569 645 645. Me and my team, we are always there to serve you, to help you out, to give you clarity such that you'll have confidence on whatever the policies which you have already purchased or planning to purchase for the safety of your business. Okay, with that, we come to an end of this webinar series, webinar number 24. Thanks a lot. That is on 10 major factors which are influence, which will have a greater impact on the fire insurance claim settlement. Okay, with that, thanks a lot. We'll look forward for you in the next webinar episode. That's our 25th webinar episode, which is going to be our anniversary celebrations of Get More from Malappuram. Thank you. Thanks a lot.